Okay, guys, welcome back to World History 1. So, today we're going to be beginning our lessons on ancient Greece. So, this is one of my absolute favorite topics to talk about. So, we're going to get into a lot of good stuff here. Okay. Now, today we're just going to get our basic introduction, geography, some basics about Greece, things like that. So, let's go ahead and dive in, shall we? So here is the SOL that is going to be addressed with this whole section on Greece. So you take a quick look there. That's basically a summary of what we're going to be able to do. Let's get past the big questions. Vocabulary. These are all words that you are going to need to be at least a little familiar with. So go ahead and you can pause and take a look at those and these ones as well. All right, timeline. We're going to be covering everything that basically begins with Greek culture beginning, which is the Mycenaean culture. Talk about the Minoans a little bit, the Dorians, the Olympic Games, Homer and his epics, the Iliad and the Odyssey. We're going to just be covering a lot of good stuff. All right. We're going to be talking about Sparta and Athens, talk about Draco, Solon, great leaders of Athens, the birth of democracy, where tyrants come from. We're going to talk about Marathon, the Battle of Marathon. A lot of good stuff here. Talk about Pericles, Herodotus, the Parthenon, one of those great ancient ruins that are in the city of Athens, the Peloponnesian War, the Persian Wars. All right. We're going to talk about Alexander the Great, Aristotle, Socrates. A lot of great guys that we get to talk about in Greek history. All right. So let's get into some of the basics now, shall we? The geography of Greece. So, Greece is located in the Mediterranean basin. So, the Mediterranean Sea, it is in the eastern half of the Mediterranean Sea. As you can see with the map that's here, this is the Mediterranean that I'm circling with the mouse. Greece is right where the mouse is pointing to, eastern half, right? Located on the Balkan Peninsula and as well as the Peloponnesian Peninsula. There are two peninsulas that make up Greece. When we get a closer look map, we're going to see that a lot better. Now, the terrain of Greece is very mountainous, very rocky terrain. So think about what types of issues rocky, mountainous terrain might cause for people living in an area like this. Now, Greece is also going to be able to have access to the Aegean Sea, which is the body of water between Greece and Turkey. The Black Sea, which is this one right up here that I'm circling right now with the point of the pointer. And of course, the Mediterranean. Now, Greece is going to create city-states because of the mountainous terrain. It breaks up the country so much that, it's basically cut up into sections, and each section is going to be run by its own city. So, like, there's states, small states with one city that controls that area. All right. They are going to be used for trade. They're going to do some colonization in the Mediterranean. Like they're going to colonize little areas here and there in North Africa, in Italy, in the Middle East. There's going to be some influence that they're going to have, and it's going to cause some issues later on, as we will see. So, yeah. Now, here is a much better map for you to take a look at where everything is. All right, so Greece, right here. The Aegean Sea, very, very important in Greek history. A lot of activity happens here because it's between Greece and the other superpower of the ancient world, Persia, all right, which is Asia Minor and down in through the Middle East. All right, you can see just how close they are located to a lot of important waterways. The Black Sea, Mediterranean Sea, Egypt down here with the Nile River. they were able to get access, and, they could go all the way to Spain with the ships that they had. So, yeah. Now, a little more of a close-up, even more so. We have the Balkan Peninsula, which is the main one, where Athens is a part of. And then there's the Peloponnesian Peninsula, which is where Sparta is located. Love me the Spartans, they're awesome. All right, so now you know the difference of the two. Balkan is the big one attached to the rest of Europe, and Sparta is on the Peloponnesian, which is connected by a little piece of land called an isthmus to the Balkan Peninsula. Now, city-states. Here is a much better definition. So it is an independent state consisting of a city and the surrounding land and villages. So they're designed to promote civic and commercial life in their given regions. And because of the mountainous terrain, city-states were like a very positive way of governing in Greece, because they could be independently strong from each other, because they're all separated so well because of the rocky and mountainous geography. All right. But there's the negative side of this is because they are individual city-states, they very rarely would be united on anything. The only thing that ever really united the Greek city-states was when someone who was not Greek tried to invade Greece. So, yeah. All right, colonization, individual city-states is going, when they get overpopulated, they're going to try and branch out and expand, setting up new colonies, new settlements in other places, like claiming islands in the Aegean Sea, in the Mediterranean Sea, in the Adriatic Sea. All right, last slide of the day. They're going to have a very, very strong reliance on trade. All right. Because of the mountainous terrain, they can't really do a lot economically when it comes to farming. So they have to make a pretty big business out of trade. All right. So they're going to have these big trade networks that are going to go all over the Mediterranean world. All right. Now, you see this second major bullet down on the left column. So they shift from a barter system to a money system. Barter is when you're trading one type of good for another good, like trading copper that you mined out of the ground for wood. All right, that's barter, trading an item for an item. So they're then going to shift from that to trading items for money, for gold. All right, now Greek colonies. We mentioned that before. When they are going out and spreading out, they are going to establish colonies. Each of these little black dots is an individual colony, okay? So they set them up all over the place. So there's Greek influence all over the ancient world, all over the ancient Mediterranean. Not a lot along North Africa, granted, but everywhere else there's a ton of influence, basically. All right, so that is where we're going to end today. When we come back to next time, we're going to be talking about Greek mythology, so you're not going to want to miss out on that, guys.